Hello everyone, my name is Winged Supernova and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I almost forgot to click record in time, we're here. Last episode we had quite a bit of a kerfuffle. Susato's father is apparently ill and she will have to return home, thus missing the trial tomorrow and leaving us all on our lonesome. So basically, this is going to be our toughest trial yet, as if we didn't know that, because this is case 5. But not only that, pretty much everyone that we consider a friend over here in London, that is still around, of course, is involved in this case in one way or another. Sholmes, we still don't know what's up with him, but at least Gina has allowed us to represent her in court tomorrow. Here we are again at the scene of the crime. Now to thrust these representation papers in Gregson's face and see what he makes of them. Nah, I've got representation papers. Hello again, Inspector. Do you have a minute, please? What is it now? You should go home and get some rest.
Here you are, Gregsy. Here are the representation papers.
Your ladyship. Whoa, how? I don't believe it. How the devil did you get that stubborn little ragabash to sign that? I salute you. That is good work, that is.
I can see you've been very busy here as well. How about some tea? It's a special blend designed to relieve fatigue.
He's a good test dummy. He's even got the finger up. Perfect.
Ah, lovely. Well, let's see now. Yes, I hardly feel tired at all. I'm fit as a fiddle, your ladyship.
Would it be alright if we investigated the scene of the crime then?
Do as you please. You know where it happened. Do that door behind the counter.
Well, I also want to take a look at a couple of things out here too. Yes, the storeroom. That's where I discovered Mr. Windibank and Gina.
Right, well, I'll be getting back to business then.
Will you be investigating in the storeroom as well, Inspector?
If I'm perfectly honest, we need to wrap this up before too long. Can't afford to spend too much time on it. But there are so many articles to go through, it's taking forever, even with the lads working round the clock. Which is a problem, because there's another case the Yard needs to investigate urgently.
They keep saying that, and I feel like the way that they're emphasizing it, it's going to be like a huge case for either the next game or it's going to be added into this case somehow. That must be what Lord Strongheart meant by far more serious matters before.
So what I'm saying is, don't get under my feet, sunshine.
Come then, let us not waste any time.
Alright, so here we go on our investigation. I can't look at this. What? There's a broken, like, plate on the ground. That's paramount, dude. Alright, that makes me upset a little bit. At least we can check this. Ah, look here. Ah, so that's where the bullet ended up. But it looks like there was a bit more blood splatter than that.
Oh yes, a bullet hole. I can see the bullet is still lodged in the wall.
Presumably, Mr. Windibank wasn't practicing with his revolver in his spare time.
Ah, well. Mr. Sholmes likes to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that.
Sorry?
It's all there in the Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, you know. Isn't that right, Iris? Ah, did I write something like that? Partly in jest, perhaps. In jest? Well, he doesn't do it often. It is quite a dangerous pastime.
He doesn't do it often. He shouldn't even do it once.
Forget that for now, Bruno. Let's examine this bullet.
What's that around the bullet hole? Is it blood? A suspicious red stain on the calendar.
Aha! I may well be able to help with that.
What?
There's nothing like the sight of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Bruno?
I have a feeling I'm not as bloody-minded as you, Iris.
I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold. There you have it, you see? When it comes to blood, we're all different types.
Yes, what a scientific observation.
So you need this.
Oh no, what is that scary-looking thing?
Hurley and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet, but as soon as you see it in action, you'll understand what it does. Watch.
Oh, the color of the bloodstain has changed.
There, does it make sense now?
Yes, I think I'm starting to understand.
Good. It works on the principle that different people have different types of blood, you see. Yes, how wonderful. The chemical it fires combines with the blood and makes it change color, so you can identify whose blood it is that you're looking at in a flash. Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris. Isn't it? Isn't it? I bet Jenny would say it's bleedin' great.
So, whose blood are we looking at then?
Well, all the chemical does is turn the blood a different color, so... Just find someone whose blood turns the same color and you'll know who it belongs to, in a flash.
It's more like 2 flashes, really, isn't it?
1 flash or 2, this could well turn out to be a very valuable clue.
Thanks for rhyming, Susato.
So we must make a note of it in the court record. Let's keep testing and adding the results of any other blood analysis to the portfolio. As long as I have Regent left, sure.
The police are scouring every inch of this place by the look of it. Instructions from the yard are to examine every article in the shop and ledger and book of accounts. Every article? But that's a ridiculous amount of work, surely. We've been hard at work. We've been hard at it ever since the shop was declared a crime scene in the early hours. We're sifting through it all in shifts at least, but still. We'll be working through the night, that's for sure. And even then, we'll barely have scratched the surface. A crime in a pawnbroker's. Must be every policeman's worst nightmare. It's every copper's worst nightmare, you know? A crime in a pawnbroker. I feel like we're psychic sometimes. This officer has been staring intently at the wall ever since before we came in here. Shh, keep it down. Oh, sorry. There's a major clue just here.
Really? Really? Then we must tell Gregsy at once.
But as soon as I report it, that'll be it. I'll be stuck here even longer.
Stuck here? What do you mean?
I haven't been home in 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over me shift.
They really have a tough time, the British police.
That doesn't stop us investigating, though, does it?
No, I suppose not. I'm fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. Yeah, we already saw that. No, it does say we can look at it again. We'll look at it later, if that's the case. What does this thing do? Because it stopped us from looking at it before. I'm fairly sure this contraption was here yesterday as well. Here we are, though I'm not confident I can get it closed again.
Oh yes! That's a folding stereoscope.
Really? This is a stereoscope? Mr. Sholmes showed us a picture yesterday that you were supposed to be able to see in 3 dimensions. But for that he used the great big contraption over there.
Ah, well, that's for use in public houses and places like that. It contains a carousel with all sorts of pictures inside. But this little thing is a much simpler design for use at home. There are specially shops selling prints you can use in them. I have a little collection myself.
I wonder if I could make money out of these in Japan. It would beat keeping my toilet sparkling clean anyway. Really? Really? What is it with the lawyers and cleaning toilets in Ace Attorney 2? Goddamn.
That's a music box. Do you have them where you come from, Bruno?
Yes, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan.
Oh, well, this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen? What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound?
It's a beautiful sound, yes, but it's a little hard to enjoy when all the policemen in the room are giving you fierce looks.
Never mind that. If any of them say anything, I'll tell Grexy to have a word.
Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oops. Yawning again. Because I'm tired. There's the article ledger here, and Mr. Windibank's notes, and... Huh? What's this? It looks as though someone has left a little photographic print behind.
Oh, look on the back. There's some writing. Is there? Ooh, show us, Susie. Show us.
Ooh, there's some more blood.
15th February, 10:30 p.m. Article deposited, 1 gentleman's overcoat. Loan amount paid, £1. Redemption deadline, 15th of April, 10:30 p.m.
A gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1? Oh god. Yawning again. A gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1? Clearly it was a very fine coat. In fact, I think...
Yes, this must be the ticket for the overcoat that Jenny redeemed yesterday.
And is still wearing, which belonged to Mr. McGilded. I would never have expected the redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photograph, though.
It seems Mr. Windibank just used whatever piece of paper he happened to have on hand.
But this photograph of a cat looks very familiar, doesn't it? I'm sure I've seen this exact same picture somewhere else recently.
Oh, yes, you're right. Very recently. It's the same one as the one Jenny gave us earlier.
Of course, I wasn't forgetting that she gave us that print.
Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo? Get it out!
Alright, I guess I'll look at it. Oh, that says 13th of April. Look on the back of this print here. There's something written on it.
13th February, 9 p.m. Article deposited, 1 small box.
Ooh, that's different.
Loan amount paid, 10 shillings. Redemption deadline, 13th of April, 9 p.m.
So this photographic print is a redemption ticket?
For an article that was deposited 2 days prior to the incident on the omnibus, it would seem.
Yes, a small box. That doesn't tell us much about it, does it?
Perhaps it contains some valuable mementos?
I like that artwork for her.
I can't help wondering.
Presumably Mr. McGilded never redeemed the article in question since he still had the ticket. So isn't it possible that the box is still present somewhere in the shop? Ah, yes! If it's something McGilded deposited, we need to investigate. Interesting. Alright, let the cogs turn.
Yes, they are exactly the same. Heh, I've got it! These 2 photographs hide an amazing secret.
A secret? What is that? What does she mean?
You must tell us, Iris, at once. Do you really want to know?
Yes, we need you to tell us all you know about this pair of photographs. Alright. So, Iris, about these 2 photographic prints. The one we found here on Mr. Windibank's counter and the one Gina gave to us before. What is it? What is this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these two identical prints? Oh god, yawning again. My bad.
Actually, that's not quite right.
Sorry?
If you look carefully, the two prints aren't the same. Not exactly.
They're not?
Have another look at them now. Can you see that they're just slightly different from each other?
I think so. It's very subtle though. Yeah, I was thinking that the colors looked very slightly different. Also, the hand on the snowman looks slightly different. Yeah, it's very subtle though.
But what's the reason for the subtle difference between the two prints? Ah, well, it's because they're a set, you see.
No, I don't.
This pair of photographs is meant to be used in a stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them at the moment.
Ah, a stereoscope. What do I feel as I've heard that word before recently?
Oh, yes. That's what Mr. Sholmes showed us yesterday. You see? There it is, just over there.
Ah, yes, of course. That magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch.
Well, actually, it's quite possible to see the same depth in pictures even without one of those contraptions.
What? Really?
Do you know how a pair of flat photographic prints can appear to have any depth in the first place? No, I have no idea. Oh, wonderful! Then I'll be able to tell you.
She's over the moon, bless her. Should we let her explain, though? We really need to carry on investigating the scene.
I, for one, simply have to know.
Well, it's decided then. Let us learn about science.
Have you ever considered, Runo, how our eyes see depth in the world around us?
Well, I just opened them, and it works.
But the reason it works is because we have two eyes.
Two eyes. Shocking.
If you try closing just one eye at a time, I think you'll see straight away. What you see with your left eye and what you see with your right eye are ever so slightly different. You get a different view with each eye. Yes, the position of objects seems to shift slightly. Exactly, and in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate depth as it merges the two views into one. That's how we can sense depth in everything we see.
My brain really is amazing, isn't it?
It does so much without telling me. Ah, I think I see. So the pair of photographs consist of a left eye view and a right eye view. Is that right? Oh, well done, Susie. You're so quick.
So if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your head, you'd be able to see depth in these prints?
Yes, Runo, you're beginning to understand.
And a stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to do just that?
Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes, and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stereoscope at all.
You can? Really?
Let's try it. Let's see if you can view this pair of prints without help of a stereoscope. Oh yes, I'm dying to have a go.
Susato-san really loves this kind of thing.
You need to be able to cross your eyes. That's the main thing. Can you both do that?
Cross my eyes? I think I can.
Watch me and see if you can copy.
Oof.
Make your eyes do this. Alright, let me try. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo?
Just gonna go ahead and take a photo of this ridiculousness.
There, how's that?
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Now it's your turn, Runo. The trick is to concentrate on looking at the bridge of your nose with both eyes at the same time.
Not exactly an easy task when two people are staring at you cross-eyed.
Alright, that's enough practice. Now let's try it looking at the prints. Start by staring at one print and slowly crossing your eyes. You should see two overlapping images like this. You try it now, Runo.
I'm just gonna have to give it a try, I suppose.
Did the print split into two images for you? Now the next step is to put the pair of prints side by side like this and then try crossing your eyes again.
I'm trying to do it, but, you know, 4 hours of sleep, Mr. Nova over here. It's difficult.
The prints should slowly merge together until they form a new single image in the center. Oh, yes!
What was that?
Mr. Naruhodo, it works! I can see it in the middle now. It looks so real. Oh, I could look at it all day.
I wouldn't advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt.
Your turn, Bruno. Pretend you're looking through the two pictures and slowly cross your eyes. Keep adjusting the position of your eyes until the two images overlap exactly in the middle.
Like this, is it?
There, you managed it. So now you know how stereoscopic images work.
And how does that help us?
Well, I don't know who discovered it, but it really is quite extraordinary. So what do you think of these stereoscopic prints then, Runo?
They're certainly amazing, but it isn't easy to get the knack of viewing them properly.
No, some people find it easier than others. But that's why contraptions like this exist, for people who find it tricky. Oh, I recognize that. We saw one over there yesterday, didn't we?
I feel like I'm going in the Twilight Zone. I'm rehashing everything I just did.
If I remember correctly, you press this little knob here, then set the pair of photographs in this and in the stand at the back, and
it's still amazing, even though I know roughly how it works now.
well, London seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are very popular at the moment. You can find one of these folding contraptions in a lot of households in the capital currently.
But if these little machines are so affordable, surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures like you hate them.
But it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Well, I think so in any case.
Stereoscopic pictures. I'd never even heard of them until yesterday. We've certainly learned a lot about them, but I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll ever actually need. Oh god, they're gonna force me to try and stare cross-eyed at images later on in this case, aren't they? This is not gonna go over well.
Behind that door is the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Gregsy said.
Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night, through the little window in the door.
He had been shot.
Mr. Windibank, face down on the floor, with Gina beside him. As the accused's legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruhodo. We must make a thorough investigation. Yes, of course, and we will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime.
Don't worry, if there are clues in there, I'll find them.
Okay, is there like a... Do I have to move in there? Oh, okay. There we go. So let us carry on. Poor Iris. She's clammed up completely. Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Windibank's life was taken in this very room only last night.
Ah!
Well, bye, I guess. Wait, Inspector!
What is it now, Sunshine?
You took one look at me and tried to run away.
You think a Scotland Yard inspector would run away from some jumped-up little defense lawyer, do you? Well... I'd never seen her ladyship looking like that before is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her.
So you weren't running away from me, you were running away from a 10-year-old. Yo, how many 10-year-olds do you think you could kill before they get the better of you? I'm afraid this is all a little too much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector.
Eh? Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you?
Christ. Oh, God. I don't think that went very well.
Why? Look, I'm in the middle of investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get under my feet.
And we have investigating to do ourselves. Yes. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. Wow.
Oh, Hurley.
I'd inquire into how Mr. Sholmes' operation is going. Well, first off, can we test this? The police have marked the position of the body with a chalk line. Yawning again, unfortunately.
Poor Mr. Windibank. He was a nice old man.
Well, he was shot just once through the heart. Most likely the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing.
This must be his blood, then.
Ah?
There we go. I don't like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps...
Don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action.
Blue. Not his blood out there.
So, now we know the color the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Windibank's blood. And it doesn't match our analysis of the blood stain we found in the main shop. No, but let's add this sample to the others we've already collected anyway.
Can I check the ones? I think I can check this one too.
Mr. Naruhodo, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's something rather troubling here.
I have noticed.
The red smear, you mean?
Yes, it looks like blood, doesn't it? I wonder if Susato-san had picked up on that. Well, in that case...
Yes, we need Iris.
We should show this to her before we forget. Okay, so now I can show that to her. I'm gonna have to move back out to the main room to do that, though, I think. So yeah, continue. This is a revolver, a real one.
And quite possibly the murder weapon used to take Mr. Windibank's life. What's the matter, Susie? You and Bruno look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh.
And I've had issues with guns in the past. But anyway, we saw Mr. Windibank with this yesterday, didn't we? I shall have to take my own life. I'm kind of glad I don't have to do his voice anymore. It must be the same gun. And last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storeroom here, that was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand.
Mr. Windibank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he? Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired.
So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver. That's nice, at least. It's over here. Look at all these articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them.
I can't believe how many there are. A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings, look.
Pieces of different people's lives quietly gathering dust in here together. There's something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. Or at least there would be, if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policeman shuffling about. Not much I could do about that, sunshine. I guess the only other thing that I can check in here is the box. Out of all the articles in this storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked.
Ah!
What is it, Iris?
That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in. Oh!
Iris's unpublished story, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this is. Surely that's not what all this...
Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. We must check inside the box at once. Yes. Ah. It was there. Iris's story was there.
Really? It was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris?
Yes. I mean, of course I believed Hurley when he said he deposited it here, but still. It's a relief to actually see it.
Really? Because that's not a very well hidden frown. Iris's manuscript has been entered into the court record. Interesting. I suppose we will have to go ahead and check that real quick. Hello? The Hound of the Baskervilles. How did Susato-san know the exact title of this unpublished story? That's a good question. suppose I'll just have to wait until she's ready to explain it to me.
I'm so sorry.
And that's all we get. That's a lot of story. Wow. Well then, let us just quickly... Can I converse with you? Oh, I can. Yeah, okay, that's gonna be it for now, since we've got still quite a bit left to do here. Talk to him, go show Iris the other bloodstain. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that we can do in here. So yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I am very tired, so I think this is gonna be the end of the recording session too. So, thank you guys very much for tuning in to this little 4-episode stretch of Mr. Supernova being sleep deprived and still trying to record something, because I'm gonna have to record tomorrow as well since Eastward comes out. Yes, hopefully get a few episodes on that one done and uploaded one of them for tomorrow. So yeah, there's gonna be double uploads if you didn't already notice that. But yeah, before I embarrass myself any further with my sleep deprivation voice, I'll leave you guys to it. Thank you guys once again, and I will see you in the next part.